What's going on, Aces? Welcome back to the channel. I hope that you guys are having an amazing weekend. We made it to Friday, y'all. Okay, so Tony Rock, who is the younger brother of comedian Chris Rock, he was on the podcast Live from the Green Room, and he was expressing his frustration and his devastation about his brother never putting him in any of his movies. And I never thought about it, but I was like, you know what? That's real. He has never been in any of Chris Rock's movies. He was in the Zip column, the show Everybody Hates Chris, but he talks about how devastated he was. And I will let you hear the clip. So this is Aries Spears, who was a comedian from way back on Mad TV. He's asking him about why, he was never in any of his older brother's movies.
There's something that I've always wanted to know that's baffled the shit out of me. And both you and Eddie Murphy, I go, we know as black men how hard it is for us to make it in this hustle. Right. It's hard for white boys to make it. Right. Because of the competitive nature of the beast. Right. But for us, it's even harder. Right. So I go, how is it that Eddie Murphy is your brother, and I don't see you in no Eddie Murphy vehicles, Charlie? How is it that Chris Rock is your brother, and I don't see you in no Chris Rock shit? And now, before you answer, here's the one that fucked me up the most. The movie that Chris and Martin was in, where they played brothers.
So that fucked me up.
I'm going, not in a million fucking years do Chris Rock and Martin have the same facial features.
Yes.
Tony is his brother and look like him. How is Tony not in the fucking movie playing his brother?
I'll give you another one. They did The Longest Yard in Arizona.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Him and the Sandler.
Yeah.
Joey Diaz is my man forever. Joey Diaz is my man forever. Joey Diaz said day one on the set, he walked on the set, saw all the people in the prison. My brother came on set ready to shoot. He said, hey, hold the fuck up.
Where's Tony?
What the fuck is Tony? So you mean Tony doesn't fit in this fucking movie? I said, Joey Diaz, you my man forever.
Yeah.
You my man forever, Joey Diaz.
Explain that to me.
To try to explain. To try. I can't.
And if you're in the movie, listen, the money stays in the family.
Listen.
Literally.
I agree. I'm going to try to explain to you guys and you. And I'm not making it, I'm not saying this is going to make sense, but my brother sometimes, and you can see it in what he does and his movements and his actions and stuff like that, like Martin in the movie, he's a businessman when it comes to his movies and TV stuff. You know what I'm saying? So Martin's bigger than me. I need to sell this movie. Tone's my brother. Yes, there will be some, hey, him and his brother in the movie. Let's go check it out. But him and Martin push the needle more. I'm only speaking on that movie in that regard. I get it. I was like, okay, I get it. The one that fucked me up. Here's the one that fucked me up. And I've never told anybody this. Only a few of two of my boys know this, and maybe, my siblings. When he did the movie Top 5.
Oh, yeah.
I was on tour. I came home for a week. I was at the Comedy Cellar. We hadn't seen each other in a while, and we don't talk a lot. Now since the divorce, we talk a lot more. But he was in his space where we weren't really talking a lot. And I walk in the Comedy Cellar, and he's there, and he's at the table with Colin and all of the guys. And I'll go over to say what's up, and he goes, "Hey, got a movie, man. Put you in it." I did not ask for anything. Chris will tell you, I've never, like I said before, it's on the Headliners Only. I've asked him for 5 favors my whole life. He said no every time, and I swore on everything I loved I would never ask him for anything as long as I lived. So that night, I walk in the Comedy Cellar. He goes, "Yo, I got a movie. I'm putting you in it. Now I got to do my due diligence. Okay, who do I have to call? Do I have to audition? Do I have to send a tape? No, you good. We're shooting in New York, too." I'm like, bet. Summertime in New York. I'm going to be in New York for the summer. I'm going to be home shooting a movie with my brother for the summer. I'm beyond excited. It don't get no better than this. I'm thinking, this is another one of those things where people never know how close you are.
Right.
So it's New York. Everybody that's a stand-in, I know. Mm-hmm. Everybody that's background, I know.
Everybody.
So I'm on tour, waiting for the phone call. Tell my management, tell my agency, yo, once he calls, we're going to pause the tour and go shoot the movie. Yeah, bet, we ready. And I start getting phone calls like, hey, I'm on set. Where you at? Like, what you mean you on set? We started shooting today. Today was the first day. Oh, shit. I didn't get a phone call. A week later, some shit. Hey, babe, where you at? I'm doing background on this club scene. Are you here? What are you talking about? Yeah, we shooting. The top 5 is up and running. Like a month in. Nigga, 2 months in. I get a fucking phone call. Yo, you at the rap party? We here.
Oh, damn.
Yo, bruh, that shit crushed me. That shit crushed me, bro.
So why didn't you
Look,
call?
I've never seen the movie Top 5. I shouldn't have to call.
Yeah.
You said to your brother, I'm going to put you in a movie.
I feel it.
I should just get a phone call like, yo, tomorrow we'll be here at 2 o'clock, we shoot. Yeah. Or, yo, give me an email, I'm going to send you the sides.
You had to be angry.
Bro, it devastated me.
That is heartbreaking, right? He said it devastated him. I can't imagine, him getting a phone call at the rap party. And so, it's a wrap, right? The first thing I thought when I heard this, and I know I probably shouldn't have, but the first thing that came to my mind, honestly, was the Oscar slap when Will Smith slapped the taste out of Chris Rock's mouth, and no celebrities went to go check on Chris. They were all concerned about Will Smith. That spoke volumes to me about Chris Rock's character. Now, I don't know Chris Rock. I can only go by what he's spoken about, regarding himself. I know that he's divorced. I know that he said that he, spent so much money on strippers and putting them through college. And, he essentially cheated on his wife. That's why she left him. But just to hear his younger brother say, I only asked him for 5 favors throughout my whole life, and he said no to every single one of them. That's your brother. Like, that's blood. At the end of the day, family is all that we have, truly. And it's hurtful when you're estranged from some member. Some people, blood or not, you have to put up boundaries just for your own mental health and sanity. But the fact that, Chris could essentially change his brother's life, his siblings, and chose not to do so to advance his own career. And the movies that he's talking about, to be honest, I've never heard of Top 5, or I've heard of The Longest Yard. I think I may have watched it years ago. But I've never heard of Top 5. But to tell someone, like, to get their hopes up and say, we're going to be shooting it, in New York, and they're from Brooklyn, they're from New York. That's why he said, I'm going to be home for the summer. And then for him not to know anything until the rap party, after everything is done, that's cruel. Like, that is cold-blooded. My heart just broke for Tony after that. I think he was in some of the episodes of the, Chris Rock's show, his sitcom, Everybody Hates Chris. But I would have a hard time trusting anything that, he would tell me after that, just because it's one thing to not want to put your family in a movie because of Hollywood, or, you're trying to advance your career. And some people may call that selfish. That's understandable. Them calling it selfish, not being selfish. I'm saying that if you don't put your family in my opinion, right, some people, I would think that that's selfish. Because when you look at, like, the Wayans family, that's why I like them so much, right? They put each other on. They stick together. They, work together as a team, whether they're in front of the cameras, they write together, they shoot together, or they're behind the cameras. Kim, which is, a lot of people say that's, their favorite member of the Wayans family, but she is the mastermind, and she, produces and directs and writes a lot of that behind the scenes. Yeah, I mean, they look out for each other. Like, they, in my mind, are the quintessential Black Hollywood family, as opposed to, Chris and his younger brother Tony. Here, it's one thing to try to advance your career and say, I want to be with a bigger star, Martin Lawrence. Okay, even though that's selfish, that's understandable. It's another thing to tell someone, your brother, your blood brother, I'm going to put you in a movie, and not call that person until the movie is wrapped. That's unnecessarily cruel. I feel like that's, to me, would be like you are trying to intentionally break that person's spirit. So, and I mean, I agree, that's devastating. And I hope that, I don't know, maybe they can sit down with a good therapist and move past it. I don't know. But if it were me, that would change the dynamics of our relationship forever. I would probably always look at my brother with the side eye. But yeah, that's what makes, that's why I'm such a fan of the Wayans family, because they don't just look out for themselves. If you guys just saw my recap of Papa's House, they look out for, like Essence Atkins. They keep her booked and busy as well. Like, they continuously reuse the same actors and actresses that they've been close with for decades. So big ups to the Wayans brothers family, the whole family. And I hope that, Tony, maybe he can work with them and have an extended family relationship. But Chris, yeah, that's disappointing. So you guys, let me know your thoughts about what Tony said. Please be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I will talk with you in the next one. Take care, aces. Bye.